no. Oh, you didn't make it through?
We made it. Oh. Watch the giant.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, that's a big one.
Let's go. Unreal. Catch him in the hub house. You've probably heard by now, unless you've been living under a rock, but the upper Red Lake crappies are back. And of course, folks have still been catching them every year, sporadically, one here, one there, while walleye fishing, or going out and targeting them late ice in March and actually getting a decent number. But now the population, thanks to a couple of big year classes, it's fishable. And it's fishable for the average Joe to maybe go out and catch a couple, but especially if you put in the work. Oh, there's a fish on the graph. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Oh. Okay, where were we? If we hear a bell ring, we'll have to pause our thoughts. I don't know if I can do a rattle reel with one hand. I mean, I know I can't. Ah, we suck again. That was just a pesky little walleye because they fuss around and snoop and peck. The crappies out here absolutely fly up and demolish a bait. So anyway, where were we? So the average Joe can come out here and catch one here and there, set up in a wheelhouse for walleyes, but the people who are putting in the work, literally drilling hundreds of holes, scanning, moving, those are the people who are crushing big numbers of fish.
Okay, they're on. Let's go. Go.
I was snooping up here, heading up to Upper Red Lake, ended up connecting with my bud John Holmgren, Devoted Outdoors. That is one person who is absolutely working their tail off. That guy never sits. I mean, we're drilling holes, we're looking around 100 feet. If we're not seeing anything, we're driving another eighth of a mile, another football field, a few hundred yards, drilling, scanning, repeat until you see him. Because when you see him, it's not just the one walleye here, one walleye there. It was unbelievable how many walleyes are just scattered around everywhere. But when you see the crappies, they're in big giant schools. A small school would maybe be 5 or 10 up to 20, you know, but like sometimes there's schools of up to 100 and they're just roaming around feeding like piranhas. And when you land on them, it is absolute chaos.
See, now you can see each individual crappie. Yeah. Ready to
oh man, they're just 10 feet away to...
Okay, ready? Grab that Vexler. Now we're doing it. They're not moving either, dude. 10 to 20. Ready? Yeah. Yeah, there they are. Okay, there they go. That's all fish. I just wish I could see a little.
Here he comes.
There he is. Yeah. There he is. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. Dude, isn't that wild?
That's so sick.
It's so sick. There you go.
Dude.
There you go.
It's been a few years, man. Unreal. Dude. We're gonna let that guy go right away. Drop back down.
Oh, they're all under here. Quick. Leave the street. Here you go. Leave the street right now. Oh my god. Look at that.
Oh, won't get down to that.
Go. You're good. Leave the screen, Brett.
Wow.
Watch him interact with your bait.
Wow.
Watch this. Dang. Is it stuck on something? There you go.
Oh shoot, and then I dropped.
Yep.
Oh, he got off. Dang, that was so many.
Yeah, It would probably be better to have just a little.
Back,
yeah, they're coming back. Here he comes. Here he comes. Where is he? There he is, right there. Okay, he'll come back.
Another one coming.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a giant, dude. Giant. Yep.
Nope.
Oh, what the? Go down. Here he comes.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, they're so big. That's a giant, dude. That's like a 15-pound wood. Here he comes. He's turning. Yep. Yes, sir.
That was so cool.
Dude, that's sick, dude. They fight like they're pike out here.
That was so cool.
Nice.
That was so awesome. Dude. John, you are the man.
Kind of broke up a little bit. There's another group right out here. So they kind of broke up a little bit. But the bigger group's back here.
Oh my gosh.
As soon as I start engaging like that.
Bam! Got him. Oh! Don't worry, there's like 17 more waiting
that
to
one
just
looks good
crush.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Bam, got him.
Yep.
Scream it up.
You bet.
Dude, the whole school's down there now.
Here, you drop down there, right down there. Oh my gosh.
Just chaos, eh?
Tag teaming, yeah.
Just
Look at the
insane.
screen, look at them all. Here we go.
It's like sharks down there. Yeah.
Get down there, they're leaving.
I know. You can throw it down there. Go ahead and throw it down there.
See look at that? Yeah, I know. Oh, they're right there. Okay, they're under us. Go. Yep, we're gonna get a shot at these ones. For sure. Yep, we're good. Yep. I think we're good.
If they
They're
are
coming from both sides. Here they come. They're loaded. Yep, okay. Yep, you're gonna get swacked. Right here. Bam. Oh. Dang, that's a giant too. That's a good one. Yeah, look at him. He's acting like a piranha, dude. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
All in the shallow water too.
Here he comes. Come on. Yep. Vertical.
Oh my god.
You don't have to take it
Don't
away
have to
like
keep
regular.
taking?
No, don't keep taking. If they're committed,
If they're
look at this
they're
one
coming.
flying in the
Yeah.
bottom right.
Yeah, they're coming. Here they come. That's a giant. Just
let
once
it
they
sit.
see it,
Sure.
go down a little bit. There you saw it. Okay, so just wiggle it. Bam. Yep. You don't have to take it away like regular carppies.
You bet. That feels like a
Yeah,
good
that
one.
might be a really good one, dude. It
Yeah.
looked big.
I don't think you can say we've caught a small one.
I'm just trying to find it. Here comes two. Here comes 2 or 3. You're gonna get a shot at these. So, ready? Here he comes right there. Two of them right there. Yep, bam.
Oh man.
Smashed it, dude.
We smoked.
Smashed it. Oh, that's a nice one. Another good one. That's a good one.
So sick.
It's that one.
So sick. Dude. This is special, man. This is pretty special.
Oh my gosh, look at that school.
They're not very far.
No, they're not.
You want me to try drill?
You'll see when they see it. Look at that.
Oh yeah, just
Look,
start
here he
tipping
comes,
on.
dude.
Turn it on.
Here he comes. Get ready.
Lake trout.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like lake trout, dude.
Wow. Just screamed in. That was so sick, man.
That's nuts.
There's the smallest of the day.
Right.
Holy smokes.
I'm gonna slowly go down. Okay, yeah, you can make it. Yep, here it comes. There it comes. Here it comes, vertical. Right on it. Bam. Yep. Oh, got him. Oh, that's a nice one. They're all nice.
Right.
They really are.
They really should be. Oh, the whole school's right here. The whole school. Look at them. You're gonna be all pounded. you're hung up. You're right there. Jig up once.
It's way up here. Will not go down.
Well, maybe reel up a little bit.
So I originally started out fishing a number 3 ultralight rip and wrap. I took the back hook off. When these crappies eat a bait, they engulf it. They just come up and smoke it. I didn't want to deal with 2 trebles. If I was going to miss a couple fish, whatever, you know. There's always opportunities for another one, but they were hitting that thing. It was working great, but the problem is the way that we were fishing, hole hopping, not taking the time to really clean out the hole from slush and stuff. That's a lighter bait with a bigger profile. It's not made for punching through 3 inches of slush and getting down fast. And there was times where, I think that's the most important thing, is just getting down as fast as possible before those fish move on. Or if they're, you're trying to pluck a second one, but just trying to get down in time where you're like, come on, get down, get down, get down. And you can see a big wave of fish. It might be 20 crappies sliding underneath and the bait's still dropping. And it's like, man, if I had gotten down 2-3 seconds earlier, it would have been game time. And so eventually I ended up switching to, it's actually an 1/8 ounce VMC bowl spoon. It's had some little Euro tackle, kind of bloodworm looking plastics on there. You don't need bait. If you get a bait in front of these fish, they're gonna eat. It's just, I like a bigger profile, something they can see. As long as they can see it and they know it's there, they're gonna eat it. And so being able to drop down super fast, I think you could use a 1/4 ounce spoon on these fish. But it was nice then. It was so much easier to send this thing firing down through the slush and get right down to bottom, then lift up about 2 feet off and wiggle and bam. It reminds me of jumbo perch fishing on Devil's Lake or anywhere that you've got kind of those deep basin perch where we're drilling a hole, and when they're in it, you're dropping down as fast as you can, catching one, and the second that fish breaks the water surface, your buddy is firing his bait down to capitalize and stay on them. And it is just madness. It's hectic, but it's truly special. And these fish are just constantly on the move. John had been saying that some days the fish will be a little bit slower and hang around, and sometimes you land on one of those pods after drilling hole after hole after hole and scanning, and you'll land on one of those pods and they'll just sit there and stay. And that's something that doesn't happen often, but it obviously is just insane, where they've caught 20 fish out of the same hole. What we were seeing is those fish were really on the move. Even when we weren't drilling and weren't making noise, we watched those fish on forward-facing sonar, and they were just constantly roaming around, moseying around, feeding, looking for their next meal, So we really had to be quick about dropping down, catching a fish or 2 or maybe 3, and then boom, now they're 20-40 feet that way. And we were really doing a tag team approach, which is a very not relaxing way to fish it. But if you want to catch numbers of fish, my goodness. So one guy's drilling a hole with the auger, another guy's running around with the live sonar, and another guy's got a rod. And we basically took turns. We took shifts. I caught one, now it's your turn. You take the rod, I'll drill the next hole, or I'll drop the live down there and then pull the deucer so you can get the fish out. And just constantly leapfrogging and hole hopping and trying to stay on this school. Giant school from 50 to 70. Oh.
Wild, what they do.
Here, look at all those.
Oh, dude, it's loaded.
Look at all those.
Oh my gosh, dude. And I bet you this school's gonna stay here too.
They're right under that big sheeted ice.
How far away?
So they start at 55, but they go all the way to 70.
They're right here.
Yep, right.
Hopefully we can get through this.
Ready to deploy. Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh, did you make it through?
We made it. Go. Go. Oh yeah, they're right there. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Just wiggle it. Bam. Yep.
Just like that.
That guy crushed it.
That's so sick.
Isn't that sick? Oh yeah.
Oh, so freaking cool.
Cool, isn't it?
We get these.
They're there. Go. The whole
Oh, no,
school's
it's-
coming back in. The whole school's coming back in.
Oh, dang it.
You're all right, you're all right. Here we go, okay, go. Go. The whole school's coming in. So you're
Sorry,
good.
that just filled up.
Yep, you're good.
It's an 1/8 ounce spoon, so it should be down like instant.
Okay, here they come. I see it. They're flying. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, that was so crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It was like 4 of them at one
I
time.
don't know which one took it because they were all just
It's like a decent fish.
Yeah, it seems decent.
Yeah, it's
I don't
pull and
know.
drag. Oh yeah, nice one. That's a good one. Oh yeah.
Dude, nice fish.
Oh my gosh, and he choked it.
Drop it straight.
Yeah, get right down.
Yeah, they're still under.
There you go. Here they come. Look at them. Oh, that's a giant,
Oh,
dude.
that's a big one.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, that's a
I'm gonna
big
pull
one.
this out.
That was cool.
Gosh, man, TJ. That was a big one, dude.
Holy crap, that was awesome.
That looked like.
I'm gonna have you
good
grab
one.
this one.
Yeah.
It's definitely the next caliber up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, tank.
Oh my gosh, that's sweet.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Dude,
Let's go.
unreal how thick that thing is.
Stay quiet. The whole school's right here.
Man, I've been using the Strike Master Lithium 24 volt, the little compact light one, all year. I mean, primarily the last few years around home until you get to that later ice, 20 inches of ice, or you know you're going to be drilling just a crazy amount of holes. But this was a trip for the old 40 volt, the workhorse. There's some places where, I mean, we're drilling a lot of holes, but also like where we're at right now, where the ice is stacked up, I almost needed an extension. We're getting right down to that collar before breaking through, which is so crazy because on a year where I just haven't seen much ice around home, we got 8 to 10, 11 inches and it's soft. 16 was the most I saw anywhere so far this year. That was on Mille Lacs and some of the protected areas where they had ice earlier. But there's a pile out here and it was 40 volt season. The weirdest thing is seeing walleyes on your graph. For sure walleyes, maybe a pair of them, maybe a big one, and not fishing those fish, even when they're close. But we were on a different kind of journey. We weren't just looking for those 13 to 17, 18 inch walleyes. It was like once you caught one of those big red lake crappies, that's all he cared about, right? So, but just so weird to be looking at the graph being like, there's 5, 6 walleyes here, just kind of hanging out along this this crack or this chunk ice or this snowdrift or whatever. And like, man, it'd be fun to pop a few of those. But no, then when you see one of those little blooms of crappies, those schools moseying along, it's like, nope, let's head that way. Here comes another fish. The amount of bait in this system is just unbelievable. The shiners, the clouds of shiners that we saw, holy smokes, they light up the whole screen. And we covered literally a couple miles of this lake, and everywhere we drilled a hole, you'd see a bait cloud, a bait pod, sometimes little, but sometimes massive. And it was cool because you'd see the walleyes or northerns following right behind them, right under them, right behind them, always pushing that bait around. Oh yeah. Got a big giant bonus toothy critter on the tuned up custom rods bullwhip, and that was quite the ride. That was a pike. It looked like a pike. I want my bait back. God dang. Part of me wants to just break it so I can chase crappies.
45 inch or what?
Holy crap. But yeah, I got no gauge if this is 30 inches or if it's 42.
Usually they're not small over here.
It feels heavy enough to be like a mid 30 or bigger, you know?
Yeah.
One that's actually cool.
You gotta be close now. I mean, we're only
I'm about to put the live scope down just to see how far
see how
away.
big it is.
See how big and see how far. Oh.
I haven't seen them yet.
It changed directions fast enough there that it
was close.
It almost has to be close.
Yeah, like
just because it went.
Yeah, there's the water moving. It's not far off.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Felt the light to the hole.
I have this thing pretty tight. Tighter than you should on the ultralight. Dude, this freaking bullwhip is getting a workout.
Yeah, it is. I just want to see the head.
I know.
Like, just to see
we're making
if it's
some
worth
ground,
our
though.
time or not. There he is. Oh, yeah, that's not that small, dude. There's his head right there. Back up a little bit, bud. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my gosh.
You got him?
Oh. Dude, that's a beauty.
I thought I was still waiting for him to fall back down. We are not the only ones chasing around Red Lake crappies.
Yeah. Oh, just perfect. Dude, that's a pretty fish. Actually, that's a gorgeous fish.
Right at the corner of the mouth. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's...
Kick. There we go, baby.
You bet.
Dude, thank you. You got me. Freaking thing won't stop bleeding. Just for the record, this blood isn't from crappies. It's from me. So later, when you see us pulling in a fish and you see blood, it's not because we're murdering crappies.
You want to throw this on it?
Yeah.
This is a
it's
lens
a
wipe. They're like,
I could ruin
10
one
cents.
of mine instead of yours.
no, they're like 10 cents. I got a bunch.
Sick.
Steal one of my wife's. She's got even more.
I think.
Got you pretty good there.
So my rod setup that I ended up pretty much exclusively using, a 38-inch tuned-up custom rods bullwhip. Such a fun rod. The backbone is wild. It'll absolutely handle a big fish. As you'll see or did see, I mean, I caught a mid to upper 30-inch pike on the dang thing. There's so much backbone, but that super soft, noodly type tip, and being able to see those up bites, which is really cool. Because those fish just scream upwards. So it's not so much you're waiting for the rod tip to go boom, as you are waiting for it to be loaded up with a spoon, and a crappie comes up and hits it and takes the weight or the tension off of that tip, and you'll see the tip rise, and they got it. But such a fun rod. I use it for all panfish and bluegill stuff around home too, and I like the longer 38-inch if I can get away with it outside, hole hopping. More control, better hook sets, keep fish pinned. I don't have to crouch over. I've got a 30-inch model too for inside of like the wheelhouse and whatnot, but just a fun universal rod. Got a little McComas Samar. I bumped up to 4-pound test. I don't think it would matter if you had 10. If you get your bait in front of these fish, they demolish it, you know. And I didn't want to risk. I'm usually running 2-pound or 3-pound for around home in clear water and picky fish where you're really working them before they come up and bite. I was all about that 4-pound on there for these crappies, especially if you'd have a 14 or 15. You got the potential to catch a 16. I'm not dealing with that 2-pound test. But the average size is like a 12-incher. And a lot of people would call those even bigger because it'd be mouth open, tail pinched, and then round up. But they're all like true 12-inchers or a hair bigger, and we ended up catching fish up to 14 and change, but they're so tall. They're so special. It's like you catch one of those 12-inchers and you'd swear before you put it on a bump board it's 14, because it's like an inch taller than fish around home and have those stretched out beautiful scales. Oh, what a specimen. One thing I really want to talk about without being too preachy is just how dang special these fish are, and it's so cool to see these couple of big year classes coming up and people catching them and enjoying you know, sort of a resurgence of the upper Red Lake crappies, like the boom back in the 90s. But the thing that I have to talk about, because I'm super passionate about it, remember the 90s crappie boom? You know why it ended? Because they all went home in 5-gallon buckets. That was how everybody based, you know, their day of fishing, was filled up a 5-gallon bucket, filled up 3 5-gallon buckets, tails flopping over the edge. Which, you know, it was just a different time back then, but it's sad because we truly decimated that fishery, and then they went unheard of. You know, a few folks sneaking around fishing them, but everybody just focused on walleyes. Yeah, it would just break my heart to see us do it again, ruin something that we have a chance to truly have a special bite for years to come. So it's statewide regs out here for crappies, but I strongly recommend practicing selective harvest. If you want to keep a feel for a meal, absolutely. You know, I love a fish fry as much as the next guy. I'm not telling you not to do that, but I do just want to say to be mindful of, if you get on them and you get that fired up school, I don't necessarily think you need to keep 10 per person for your giant group and throw them in the freezer and let them sit for 3 years. And also, I just love seeing those big ones go back. When you get those, the 14-inch, it's so tall, or 15 or whatever, and you're never going to catch a 16-inch crappie if you cook it up when it's 14. And it's just cool to think about those big fish genetics staying in the lake, reproducing, getting bigger, that fish getting bigger, and the next time you catch it, maybe it is truly the crappie of a lifetime. So I want to give a big shout out to John Holmgren, Devoted Outdoors. Such an awesome dude who's super passionate about catching big fish, chasing them around, and protecting the resource. He's got a YouTube channel where he's kicking out some awesome content. I'll put that down below. And he's got an Upper Red Lake crappie video that he's posting very soon. And I think he goes a little bit more into the technique of finding and catching these fish and staying on them. But yeah, I'll link that video down below. John, it was so awesome spending time with you, hanging out in the clamper and just talking fish, and we'll definitely have to do it again. You're gonna have to come down and catch a burbot with me. Let's make it happen. As you'll see, my buddy TJ Erickson also made it out here with us, which is super cool. The guy's just a diehard fish head. He's a gearhead. It's so fun finding people who are just as big of nut jobs about fish as you, and who like going on little spirit journeys, because you could easily strike out, but you could easily catch the fish of a lifetime. So it was awesome to have TJ here doing a little ice camping too, and I'm sure that we will hit the ice again sometime soon. You know what? You probably want to see a little more of this and what we got going on. Let's do a little walkthrough. Did a little clamping on this trip. Was just zipping up for kind of a day of fishing, and man, instead of doing the turn and burn and spending 6 hours in the vehicle for one day, it's like, man, let's gear up the hub. Let's do a little ice camping and get to stay out there and fish after dark, pick up some bonus walleyes on rattle reels, and there's one coming up to it right now, actually. Ooh. Maybe I should try to jig that one up. Hold on that thought. Nice crappie. Just kidding. And there's one on the rattle reel right now too. I thought we had a little school of walleyes coming through. Oh, this one's looking like a crappie too. Oh yeah, that's gotta be a crappie. You can just see how they're taller than the walleyes on live. And it didn't hesitate to eat. Catching them in the hub house. Another. On there, no bait required. How cool is that? All right, I had to call in some reinforcements to hold the camera because I was so rudely interrupted by that crappie. I just was gonna give you a quick rundown of the ice camping setup. This is a Clam X600. It's got the Aurora lights around, hidden in mesh. They fold right up. You don't have to take anything apart. It is so slick. It's perfect size for ice camping, and everything I have is too big. So like, you're gonna have more room than me because this is a big double bed. I can literally sleep on this thing. It's like 4 feet wide. My daughter and I can both sleep on it. The dog can go on the end. It's 7 feet long. I actually got the idea for which one this is from Frank Ragnow. I'm like, if you know who he is, for the Detroit Lions, the center. He's a big man. I'm like, if it's big enough for that guy, then I'll be able to lay on it comfortable. I got a little blow up climate pad. It just inflates with a little battery powered pump and just helps keep, you know, that insulation between you and what's underneath so you don't get wet and cold. And I slept like a little baby last night.
Just going to sleep. Rattle reel alarm already. See you still there.
Yep.
Okay. After a day of chasing crappies around, that's a nice little bonus. Other than I just fell asleep. Just had a shiner on a little VMC teardrop jig. Small enough little glow one that a crappie or a walleye would hit it. And yeah. Alright, I'm going back to bed.
Anyway, so the X600 with this layout, I have 32 foam floor mats. These are the cheapest, crappiest ones you can buy. It's $10 for a 4-pack at like Harbor Freight. It works perfect, and having 32 of them is exactly what I need to cover this whole floor space.
I'm no expert, but this is the setup that has been working for me. 4 by 6 by 6 by 6 by 6 by 4 for the Clam X600, which is an 11.5-foot diameter, and I go point to point.
And I have these cheap $5 IKEA bags I throw them in. They're not super durable. I don't know how long they'll last. If they last a season, great, because they just fit perfectly in there. And I'm able to pack all of this stuff up and fit in my X200 with the seats out. So I didn't have to daisy chain and tow 2 sleds. All of this stuff fits in there, which is pretty crazy. But so that's the floor system. I know some people will put, sorry, I can't talk when there's a fish on the graph. I know some people will put a tarp underneath so that you don't get the water sort of secreting up after it melts if you've been there a couple days. We were just gonna be here for one night, so I wasn't worried about it. But with my layout, I lay this cot up nice and tucked in. I've got coat hooks or hook hangers all around for just drying gear out. I run the heater on a crate. Keeping it up off the ground helps with that floor melt, keeps the heat up. A little fan to help circulate air. It's crazy how just a small fan can help regulate the temperature so it's not 100 degrees here, 40 down here. But I keep that up by my head, and then I use the ClamLock stuff. I'm super impressed. We've got a little table there, had my coffee and water, set the phone up on it, double cup holders over here, got some rod holders over here. Oh, there's a couple down there now. So I use this one for a dead stick. Let me see if I can catch this crappie real quick. I'm probably blabbing so loud. Oh, just it's a taparoo. But then to be able to move around and drop a rattle reel and all this stuff just quick detaches off of there so I can swap it wherever I want it. There's another one down there. This one's moving faster. Yeah. And catching crappies from the hub house. Uh-oh, reducer. Oh, it's a little walleye. When you're looking for crappies is the only time you're disappointed at catching walleyes. Also, this is a pretty minuscule one, but hey, we'll take those. So yeah, I just love being able to move those different accessories around for the layout that works best for me. And they've got a bunch of different stuff, different tables, different options, but I've been super impressed with that. And then I just take all those accessories off, throw them in a 5-gallon bucket, swap them out wherever I need them, and you're good to go. So let's see, where else can we go through here? So for my light systems, I've just got we'll grab it here.
I'll switch sides with you. That might be.
There's a lot of different options. I'm typically running like a 15 amp hour amped battery. This is the same one that I use in my X200 for the light bar. It's just a lightweight, great battery to power the lights and have a dedicated source for it. Some other options, oh, there's fish just cruising everywhere. If you've got a whole bunch of like StrikeMaster 40 volt batteries that you don't know what to do with, they do have a power box. And I was just playing around with hooking up the lights on that. I used it last night to charge my iPad. My minnow bucket, the aerator was completely dead, so I ran that on that. Charged it up last night. My phone. You can just never have enough battery ampage when you're ice fishing, and especially if you're attempting to film. Every single thing has a battery pack or is plugged in somewhere. But yeah, this is just such a fun camping setup. All the stuff goes up above the heater to dry out. It all packs up. They finally make bags for hub houses big enough to fit in. I don't know if every company does that, and they're starting to, but I know Clam does, and thank you. So I'm not laying on that thing trying to get the zipper up. But it's just so fun to... You don't have to have a $70,000 wheelhouse to go camping. In a year where you have crappy ice, I mean, take your hub house out. TJ set up his portable, his flip over, and put his cot in his sled and left one seat in. And he camped out here last night in the flip over. So just because we don't have 22 inches of ice on lakes, you can even walk out and drag the stuff that you need to set up shop and camp and spend time on the ice. So everybody has their own personal preferences for how, that's a nicer mark, for how they set up their layout. What I like to do is sort of have one side for fishing, one side for sleeping. I know a lot of people will drill a hole right off their cot so they can sit there and fish. I didn't want to worry about stepping in it. I had to get up for rattle reels in the middle of the night, worry about my phone falling in. So I like doing that, keeping it on one side. Also, this is going to be kind of the cooler area because you got open floor and holes, so it's just nice keeping one side drier, warmer, one side fishier. So I'll actually usually pop out all 4 or 3 of these tiles and do a row of like 3-4 holes along this side. And then during the day too, you can sit and fish over here. I'll set up a chair there depending on how many people are in here and fishing. But you just got to kind of play around with your own setup. My favorite thing is setting this thing up in the garage when everything's dry and just playing with different layouts, especially if you're going to say have 2 people camping, and just figuring out sort of the best layout for you. And this time I was just packing as light as possible because I wanted it to all go in one sled while still being bougie. So like sometimes I will pack an actual cooktop or even a mini grill. But this time, just to keep things light, everything that I ate came out of this little Jetboil flash, which is super slick. Got breakfast getting ready here. Making some coffee. It all just is compact and it lets you boil water. And with that, I'm making coffee in the morning. I'm getting those little dehydrated meals that campers and stuff use. And all you gotta do is boil a cup of water, pour it in the bag, let it sit for 5 minutes. You've got a really good meal with no cleanup. So that's just a super easy, compact way to not have the big camp top and whatever. And don't get me wrong, I love cooking up some brats and burgers and doing fish fries and stuff, but if you don't have one of those little Jetboil, this is the flash one, but any of those kind of little can cookers, those little pots, definitely recommend that. If you're doing any kind of ice camping, you have to have a carbon monoxide detector. I don't care if it's a $9 one, if it's a $100 one. This was kind of a mid-range one. I think it was maybe 39 bucks or something. But a carbon monoxide detector. Nobody wants to go to sleep and not wake up. This little digital one is USB-C rechargeable, lasts like 72 hours, I think, so a weekend's worth. Don't have to worry about batteries. Says temperature, humidity, stuff you don't really need to know. Look at the crappies down there. So always run a carbon monoxide detector. There was 3 of them on there when I was looking away. Here comes one. Oh, no. No. Dude, this is crazy. And also have some air vents open. Now the little one will grab it before the big one gets there. Dude, look at all them things circling around. Here we go. Oh, no way did I mess that up. A 3-pack of giant crappies. Busy blabbing. They are just strolling through. You know what? I am done blabbing because I do too much of it as it is. We got wolf packs of crappies strolling through. I need to focus, but I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into this little spirit journey we did up here. The bite is on. Respect the resource. If you do happen to stumble across some of these tall, giant upper red lake crappies, I don't know where we're going next, but hopefully TJ's with me and we get on some fish here. So thank you so much for watching. Now, TJ, grab your rod, dude. Let's put that thing down.
Sure. And then you get another year class where some of them are, you get into like the right school and they're all 14 and 15 and 8. Oh my God, are you serious right now? No way.
That was awesome.
Dude, that's so sick. Is it a crappie? Oh yeah, look at that. Unreal, dude.
Who says I can't catch a fish with a live scope?
That's right.
That was so cool.
Were you recording that?